Arsenal advised to sign either Saint-Maximin or Wilfried Zaha and add them to their squad by one of the Arsenal legends that you're going to get to know in just a snippet from now. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is the channel Rokani Media Football that brings you your latest news from all corners of the world, especially as far as your football teams are concerned. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. You know, why am I smiling? People will ask, Rokan, why are you smiling? You know, it's always good when you really predict something and you see it happen. You see, last season, towards the end of last season, I was on Kosi Arsenal podcast. They support Arsenal. He was with Glenn Knightley. You can check out that channel too. He's a Kenyan broadcasting this Arsenal news. And I told them that Arsenal is going to average 90 points next season, meaning the season of 2022-2023. Now, them being the supporters of Arsenal, they couldn't even see it because we don't support Arsenal. I support Manchester United. But when something's good in the game of football, I come out and appreciate it. I told them Arsenal is going to average 90 points next season because I knew that if at all Arsenal managed to hit 68 points last season, not so, and I counted the number of games that they lost stupidly, could really see them hit 90 points. That's it. You get? If I'm to count those games, Arsenal wouldn't have lost against Newcastle. They wouldn't have lost against Brentford in the opening game. They wouldn't have lost against Southampton. There is another team, Man City at Emirates. Arsenal was supposed to win that game of football. Arsenal wouldn't have lost to a team which goes by the names of Brighton. Arsenal wouldn't have been beaten by Tottenham Hotspur. So when you add those games, they are like 6-7 games. You get that Arsenal would have won and they really lost them to those sides. They are close to 21 points. When you get 21 points and add them to 68, that is 90. And obviously, that is the same thing that Arsenal is doing right about now. And I'm not surprised to see Arsenal into the contention of who is going to win the trophy. And I'm not surprised because I expected this, Mikel Arteta having built this Arsenal to this level. And today, people are really coming out and really giving Arsenal advice on how to go on and really get in the best out of the squad they have by putting in additions that can really take them to winning the trophy. Obviously, I'm going to come out and react to what Emmanuel Petit, an Arsenal legend, has really gone ahead to say. If at all you never watched Arsenal in the likes of 1996, 1997, 1998, then you don't know that Emmanuel Petit was a legend at Arsenal. But Emmanuel Petit was a legend of Arsenal. He was playing there with Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, Sylvain Villitord. You get Robert Pires. You get, that is Emmanuel Petit. And today, while on TalkSport, he was asked, who should Arsenal sign? He said, Saint-Maximin would be a great signing. Can you imagine the damage with all the players around him? Zaha of Palace too would be great, but they also need a central defensive midfielder and a central defender, as I'm not too sure about Rob Holding. So to me, I want to go out and really cancel out Saint-Maximin and Wilfried Zaha. I don't believe right now these are the players that Arsenal need because in those positions Arsenal is strong. All these players play well onto the left attacking side of the midfield where Martinelli plays. Reece Nelson plays there very well. You can bring in Gabriel Jesus to switch and go that side to play there very well. So very many players can be switched on that side. Even Zinchenko can play there very well. But Arsenal is really lacking a central midfielder and a centre-back. For there, I'm going to go on and agree with Emmanuel Petit because Martinelli is not an injury-prone player. Emily Smith-Rowe is coming back. He also plays in that area. I think they are strong. Adding there, Saint-Maximin and Old Zaha, it's really like saying that the other two players, you don't trust them, and I believe that Mikel Arteta has out of trust in them. And I believe if Emily Smith-Rowe was fit, he would have even scored more goals than Saint-Maximin. And I don't know the reason as to why you want Saint-Maximin, yet these two players are going to outscore him by the end of the season. So Saint-Maximin is a good player. Zaha is a good player, but I don't believe that they are the realistic signings for Arsenal as far as that place is concerned. Either go in for Mokalo Modric. You get to bring in Saint-Maximin, either go in for Modric, because he really has a lot to add on his game than Saint-Maximin. Saint-Maximin is good, but is predictable. You get? But Modric is a different kind of player who has a set of skill that Saint-Maximin doesn't have. I believe that why people go into overrate Saint-Maximin is his energy and the way he acts aggressive on the field of play. That's it. But I think Martinelli is a better version of Saint-Maximin because he does everything that Maximin does and scores very many goals. That's it. So I believe Maximin or Zaha to Arsenal, I don't want any of those because they don't fit the project of Mikel Arteta. I rather advise Arsenal to go in for Modric because he's really bait. And that's why you've seen that ever since Mikel Arteta came in through, Arsenal has never gone ahead to be linked to a player who goes by Winfried Zaha and Saint-Maximin. That's it. Because those are not the kind of players really loves to come in and play his game of football at the side which goes by the name of Arsenal. But where I agree with Emmanuel Petit is on a central midfielder and a centre-back. Centre-back is really so much important. Why? You see, those mistakes that Gabriel Magalhaes is doing, game in, game out, that are costing Arsenal goals, wouldn't have been happening if at all he knew that there was a decent centre-back on the bench of Arsenal who would come in through and do the needful. Let me take you, all bring you up to speed and show you how this guy has gone ahead to hurt a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. One, in the game of Fulham, he gifted that ball to Mitrovic and then Mitrovic scored. The game of Spurs, he caused that penalty. The game of Liverpool, that first goal that we leveled the game in the 38th minute, scored by Darwin Núñez. Who was responsible for that? It was a man who goes by the names of Gabriel Magalhaes. And let me show you what is happening at Manchester United. Harry Maguire comes in alongside Lisandro Martinez. Harry Maguire makes mistakes. Taken off, Varane comes in. You get? That's the beauty of having players that are really of quality. So to me, I believe signing a centre-back at Arsenal is very much crucial. And Emmanuel Petit was so much right onto that. Then a central midfielder. Obviously, a central midfielder is needed at Arsenal, especially Douglas Luiz, Danilo, or Tielemans. One of those should be signed at Arsenal in the January transfer window. And I believe if Arsenal brings in those players, they will always keep giving Man City HS because Arsenal always look vulnerable when Thomas Partey is away. That's it. You get? The worry will be so much more in the fans of Arsenal when Thomas Partey is away. But when he's present, obviously, Arsenal fans are really strong and knowing that they can go ahead and really cause havoc to any team that they really play against into that area of the midfield. So I believe he's right on the central defender. He's right on the central defenders, yes, and under the CM, but Petit on Maximin and Zaha, I don't agree with that. But he went ahead to really let us know that I don't think Arsenal will win the title, but they will definitely qualify for the Champions League, and that is a big achievement considering where they were when Mikel Arteta came to the club. To me, I don't still agree with people who say that Arsenal are not in line with the title. That's it. I don't agree with them. You see, this Arsenal is different. The winning mentality is really way above the ordinary. They are winning games they wouldn't have won. Last season, you wouldn't have believed that Arsenal would go ahead and beat Spurs plus Liverpool at the Emirates. As I predicted, that no team is really going to survive at the Emirates. Let it be City, let it be United that I support. I believe you're not going to survive at Emirates. Chelsea won't survive. Tottenham won't survive. They've already been beaten. Liverpool has already been beaten. They're remaining with Manchester United. Tottenham, they're remaining with Manchester United, Man City, and Chelsea. If the worst goes to the worst, amongst all those 5 big teams that are going to come at Emirates, Arsenal might lose only 1 game and win 5. That will be a very good addition. And the rest of the other teams that are going to visit, Arsenal is going to collect 3 points out of the possible 19 games. Now, when you multiply 3 by 19, that is close to 57 points. Now, if a team gets 59 points at home, 57 points at home, and they go ahead and really win some more 10 games, you get? Some more 10 games away. Those are how many? Those are 87 points. So I believe Arsenal are really going to be in the title race. Like it or not, they are going to be there because they are really having a different mentality, and many people will go out and really say, I don't think they'll win the title. Guys, Arsenal can win the title this season. They can win the title this season because no team, apart from Man City, is really giving them a chance. Spurs is going to fall off, and I believe Spurs is going to be in the battle with Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool on who is going to take the third and fourth positions. Arsenal is going to be outside there, feeling no pressure from these other teams, but looking focused on one team which goes by the names of Man City. And it's what's going to give them courage to go on and give Man City a run for the trophy is simple. They're having two players who were once at Man City and won with City. Gabriel Jesus, and obviously a man who goes by the names of Alexander Zinchenko. And obviously the manager of Arsenal was at Man City. Now, what other belief will be instilled in these players than those three people at Arsenal? I believe they're in for the trophy, and let no one really rule them out. I believe they're in for the trophy. Then Jamie O'Hara, he's really a host onto the TalkSport. He said, we always say to judge the league after 10 games, and that is Arsenal, played 9. They're on top of the league, and they've got to play Leeds in the next game. So you could be looking at another win. That's it. And that's why I'm telling Emmanuel Petit that never downplay Arsenal. Never downplay Arsenal, because people are looking at City as a decent side. But trust me, City is going to get overstretched. That's it. Injuries will come at a certain point. Red cards will come. And losses will come. That's it. Now, talking of the 10 games, obviously, we've always said that to see which team is in a perfect shape, first see the first 10 games of the Premier League, and that's when the table really takes shape to where the season is going to go. And obviously, in 9 games, Arsenal is having 24 points. You get? They've only dropped 3 because they lost to United by 3-1. And obviously, them losing away to United is not part of their plan, you get, because they know that they can lose away to Liverpool, to City, to Manchester United, to Chelsea. Those 4 wins away, they can't really count those 12 points. You take those 12 points off, and then you count that the remaining 15 teams I'm going to play, I have to go on and really win close to 11 games to make it 33 points. When you add them to the 57, those are 90. And if at all Arsenal really hits 90 points, they can really go ahead and win this trophy in the Premier League. Then Jamie O'Hara said, Arsenal are the real deal, and as much as I want to criticize them, they play on the front foot. They go after teams. Martinelli is absolutely fantastic. Jesus is a leader. Saka doesn't get the credit that he deserves. So that's what I told you about Gabriel Jesus, that him and Zinchenko really give these Arsenal players a belief that don't be afraid of City. We were at City. City is nothing special. We are also going to come in here and really cause the same havoc to City. We can also win because we were at City, and the only thing that City believed in was not giving up until the 90th minute was blown. And obviously, Jesus will also tell them, please remember how we won that trophy last season of the Premier League. You get 2 goals down in the first half by Aston Villa, and then we came back and really scored 3 goals and we won that trophy. So we need to have that self-belief as well against Liverpool. Arsenal scored the first goal in the first minute. Obviously, Liverpool leveled the 38th minute. 45th minute, Arsenal got a lead through Bukayo Saka. And obviously, Liverpool came in through 58th minute. They really leveled. But obviously, in the dying minutes, they got a penalty and won that game. So that is a heart that Gabriel Jesus will always instill in these players of Arsenal. And him being a leader was shown in that game of football. After getting a concussion on his head, he told the doctors, please, I want to go back on the field of play, because he knew that if at all he was not in that game, the mentality of those Arsenal players with Zinchenko absent wouldn't have gone ahead to win that game of football. He put in the fight. He kept on leading these players where they're supposed to be going, and obviously they really secured those 3 points that are really so much vital into this game of football, and they've won by 3-2, and obviously they're back on the top of the table, and that's why he's being referred to as the leader. I think Saka gets the credit he deserves, but what people don't understand about Saka is, you'll never know what he does based on the field of play. He's too selfish, that's it, and sometimes he goes for solo efforts or aimless shots where they are not called for. And that's why you see that most of the goals of Arsenal are coming in from the left attacking side of the midfield through Zinchenko, Martinelli, Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus. And you see all of those players, with the Granit Xhaka's, play so much of that side because it's the more active side. There is no selfishness. And I think there is a difference that these players are having with Saka. That's why they don't give him the ball a lot. And I believe he's recognized. But the problem is, even his fellow players don't feel that he's really playing a team game. He's not playing a team game. He's playing an individual game. And because Billy scored very many goals last season and he was named the Arsenal Player of the Year, I think he believes that he has really got it all got the mantle to go on and really lead the Arsenal team. Yet I believe that is really a head too big on his shoulders. I believe let him leave this for Gabriel Jesus. Let him do what he's supposed to be doing. And those goals will come in through. They came in through the team which goes by the names of Liverpool. You get? But if at all he doesn't really cut off his ego and start to be so much a team player than an individual player, I believe he's really going to get problems at Arsenal. And I believe that's why Mikel Arteta wanted to bring in Rafinha, because he knew that Rafinha would obviously go in and really put a lot of pressure to a man who goes by the names of Bukayo Saka to become a player that he wants. So guys, feel free to get the comment section. Tell me what you think about Emmanuel Petit, an Arsenal legend, advising Arsenal to sign Zaha or Saint-Maximin, of which for me I don't agree with it, because I believe they are so much bloated into that area. Then him talking about signing a CDM and a centre back, for me, I've really gone ahead to really second that. I don't know what you think about it. Then Jamie O'Hara on TalkSport talking of Arsenal winning the trophy. Obviously, Arsenal can win the trophy. I don't know what you think about it. And obviously talking about Gabriel Jesus being a leader. And you think so? And lastly, what of Saka? That he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. I think he does, but he needs to go on and be a team player, not an individualistic player. I sign out for now. See you later. Good night, guys. Last video of the day tomorrow. We are coming back with the match preview. Arsenal versus Arsenal versus Bordeaux. And it's going to be an away game. And smash the like button, comment, and share. I cover you all in the blood of Jesus Christ, and the Almighty Lord really protect you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. I'm out. See you later, my mates.